Okay, this is lab 1. I'm going to try to do this again. I didn't realize till I watched the video that you couldn't see it very clearly. So I zoomed in a little bit, but you can't see my whole page. So I'm going to try to think about that when I'm doing this. But I would normally take this and tape it down. I may have to untape this as I'm doing it. I'm taping this at the top. If I can just move that enough to show you that, see, I've got it taped across the top. So the first thing I'm going to do is work out this drawing like I showed you on page 3 of the PowerPoint, and I've got this one drawn where if I took my available 8 inches, which is across the vertical side of the paper, and I subtract the height of the top view, I mean the depth of the top view, and then the height of the front view, divided by 4, I get 7/8. So I got a 7/8 gap here and a 7/8 gap at the top. Going the long way, I've got 10.5 minus 4, which is the width of the front view, and I got minus 2.5, which is the depth of the right side view, divided by 4, I get 1 inch. So I'm going to get my scale, and I'm going to measure 1 inch here, and I make a little dash. I'm going to make that a little bit darker. You're not going to want to make it that dark. We're making it darker so you can see it. And then 1 inch over here. And then I need 7/8 going up. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7/8. And the same way up here. But you probably can barely see that, but I did make a dash up there. So I've got vertical lines, and again, I'm going to draw these darker than you would, just so you can see them. It still isn't dark enough. Make it a little bit darker. There you go. Now you can see that. And then over here, like I say, you're not going to want to make yours this dark. And then up here, move that just a little bit so you can see it. And like that. Move that back down. So I'm marking off where I can draw my views. My front view is 4 inches wide. So we'll make 4 inches. And my right side view is 2.5 deep. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that off too. So I can draw those two at the same time. And again, I'm going to make these darker. Than you probably would. And then my front view is 2 inches tall, and so is my right side view. So I've got 2 inches. Draw away across, and then my top view, I'm going to start measuring this from the top line, you know, where I marked off my 7/8, and that needs to be 2.5. Okay, now I went ahead and drew that all the way over here because remember I told you could draw a diagonal line and you can project information from the right side view to the top or from the top to the right side view. So I've got all that marked off. So now I look at my given dimensions, and looks like in the front of the object I've got a dimension here that says 5/8, and then that's 3/4. So of my 4 inches, if I go over 3/4, then I got a 5/8 high rectangle that I'm going to see in the front. Also can see that the bottom edge is going to be flat. I've got an angled line here, and the top edge of this view is going to have a cutout in it, and this right side edge of the object is going to be a solid line. So I can go ahead and draw in, and I'm going to have to draw this real dark so you can see that it is, yep, darker than the rest. And then, looking for my triangle. And then this side is going to be up for the full width, and so is this one. So I'm darkening in those lines. And then I'm going to mark off the 3/4. And I can count that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And mark it off over here. And I'm going to draw that in light, and since I'm going to need that in the top view too, I'm going to mark it off up there too. I'm going to mark it here and here. Hope you can, yep, see that. Then I've got my 5/8 of an inch. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that one is a dark line. And if I want to, I can go ahead and draw that over on the right side view too, because I'm going to use that same dimension over there. And then looking at the top, I've got 1 inch across the top. Here. And here. And then that goes down 3/4. I can darken that one in. Then I can darken in this one and this one. I've got the top edge of this drawing. And remember, my other lines are just guidelines. I can erase those if I want to. Right now, it's just helping me draw the part. So I cannot finish this view because I've got a line here. Well, I can draw 2 vertical lines here. But the line that goes from here and here, I don't really know exactly what that looks like yet. So I'm going to wait on that. I can go ahead and draw my right side view. And let's see if I, yeah, I think I've projected some of my information anyway. So the short edge over here is 5/8, and I've already drawn that over the 5/8 of an inch. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in. This edge is straight down. This one is, the bottom is straight over. At the top of the right side view, we've got 5/8 flat area here. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. It's right there. Mark a line so I can see that. Then I'm going to draw a dark line here, and then I've got an angled line from here to here. And then the line that's 5/8 in the right side view from the edge stops where it runs out of area to cut through. So now we have this line, we have the end of this line. We already knew that the beginning was right here, over here. We knew that the beginning was somewhere along here. So this here and here is where that line ends. So it goes from here to here. And we've got this cutout that is going to be a hidden line. Now I got information that I may or may not need in my top view that I can project over. I've got this one, and then I've got this hidden line, and then I've got this one, and I've already got the other one drawn in. And I'm going to draw a diagonal from here to here, so that we can take all of those lines and project them over as we need them. So looking at my top view, first of all, this line, I can draw it where it stops at my 3/4 each way, but I know there's a line there. At the back, I know that I'm going to have a solid line. The sides I can't do yet. So let's see. I've got a 5/8 that I could either measure or project. So I'm just going to measure 5/8 along here and check it with my dimension that I can project. So that's the 5/8. So that should be this first one, and that's right. So I'm going to take that over and project it. So that gives me a dimension, or that gives me a place to put this bevel and this one. And now I know that the edge goes all the way to the back. So I can draw that one in and draw this one in. Okay, it's coming together. I've got a 5/8 dimension for this, which I measured in this view. So that is this edge that I projected. So I can draw a line. I've already measured the 1 inch, which I projected from the front view. So I can draw that in. Now I know that I've got an edge here, which actually goes deeper than this, but I'm going to have to pull that dimension from this view. So I've got this line projected up, so now I can use it over here to tell me where that ends on that slanted edge. Okay, that's it. So I hope this is better than the first one where the lines were not showing up very well.